Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Xibalba action figure from the Book of Life Legacy Collection by Funko. First thing we gotta do is attach the wings, because those are separate pieces. The holes for these pegs are pretty tight, so definitely be careful putting these wings in. You gotta twist a little bit. Just looking at this figure, there's no denying that it's an impressive figure with a really cool looking design. Now let's go in for a closer look, because I think they did an excellent job translating Xibalba from the big screen and his, animated design to action figure form. The dimensions of him, the overall shape of him, and capturing those dimensions in plastic form. Just a great, great, great job. Now, if we go in for a closer look at his head, you'll see that they did a great job not only with the shape of his mustache and beard, but they used like a little gray wash paint mixed in, which highlights the sculpt, and I think that wash is really good, and I think the overall shape of his mustache is really impressive. His headdress is also awesome looking. I think they did a great job considering how small this is with the little blue striped lines. For the most part, the striped lines look really clean, and the little green flames on top of the candles look great. Also, I love that these skulls are not attached like these are, but they're loose little dingly-dangly skulls. He's also got those skulls on his shoulder ends, and the sculpt on the shoulder pieces are really strong as far as like the actual skulls go. And these little textured pieces, the little black bones and the black skulls, they're not just painted on, there's like a little sculpt to them, but the little spirals on his shoulders look really, really good. Now if you move his head out of the way, you can see the work that they did on his torso, and I think the skulls in the middle here are not only well sculpted, but the paint on them is pretty strong, these little tiny dots. This is some really good paint from Funko. But the little bones on his ribs are well sculpted too, and I think the sculpt of his waist, where there's this little, edge of purple going around the little cloth area there, little purple cloth dripping down, looks really good. As does the basic flow as he becomes more tar-like towards the bottom. I think that black oily tar sculpt looks really cool, and I think Funko did a great job with that. And with the transition from like cloth to tar, I think they did a great job with that transition. His hands are good too. They did a basic job with those. I don't think they screwed that up anyway, but the cuff there, the paint along that cuff line really follows the sculpt. I think, again, Funko has done a great job painting this. I've complained about some of their other stuff in the past, but this is really strong work. And again, you can see here on his shoulder area that the paint really follows the sculpt on those designs there. Very impressed by that. I've seen stuff in the past where I'd expect Funko to mess this up. Now, the articulation on this figure is worth noting. His head has a ball joint right there at the top of the neck, so yeah, it can like kind of look up and look down, and it can like pivot, but it can't actually turn like at all. It just sort of I don't know, quarter turns from the ball joint. He's got the swivel at the waist. Well, it's actually not a swivel, it's a ball joint. And then he's got a ball hinge within the shoulder. And it's actually pretty decent. He's got the single hinge at the elbow and then a swivel at the wrist. What I would have liked, though, was a swivel at the bicep. Because as it stands, I really would like to be able to swing his arms out this way. And I can't. You can hinge them out and then swivel his wrist a bit to kind of get the hand even, but I'd really like to get him from his green position out to like a yellow position, if you will. Also the wings, there's a hinge to them, and then they can pivot up and down, and they actually stay in their place pretty well. I'm surprised by that. I thought they might maybe droop down. Maybe they will over time, because they are not heavy in real life, but for a figure they're pretty heavy, and I'm curious if they will droop or not. He comes with a couple accessories, including his double-headed snake staff, which I think they did a great job capturing the overall shape of their heads. The shape of the staff looks just like how it does in the movie, so I think this is a really cool accessory. And he comes with this figure stand, which is the same shape of figure stand that all 3 figures in this line come with. And I dig it. I don't like how blatant some of these, paintbrush strokes are, but the overall design of it is really cool looking. It reminds me of the platform that the cast, stands on when they go visit the candle maker. So this is a cool design. Now, the store I bought this at had 3 of them, and I picked this one because it had the best paint overall. I saw some where the little black skull and bones on the shoulders were off of where the sculpted area was, and I saw some where the mouth lines, the green paint, bled past the teeth. Granted, I'm super nitpicky, and his eyeball has some little like white eye drops around the area there, but this one had the cleanest mouth, cleanest nose. His mustache wasn't bent. And I really dig the paint, especially on this face. I think the red eyeballs and the little black dots within those skulls looks awesome. The sculpt of his face is so great on this figure because it captures his sort of mischievous attitude, with his eyebrows. You can kind of see him being like playful and evil, but also like apologetic towards La Muerte. So I really dig the way they captured his face and his eyebrows and his personality, even his eyelids. I can't rave enough about this figure as far as like sheer quality goes. He fits on the figure stand really good. He holds the staff perfectly. I love the way the wings look. Funko has made leaps and bounds as far as like the quality of their figures compared to their first Legacy figures from Game of Thrones Series 1, which most of those figures were kind of a disappointment as far as quality goes. But with Series 2 of that and now these figures, they're starting to really, figure out what they're doing as far as quality action figures go, and I really dig this one a lot. It's stunning to look at. Thanks for watching.